Hey everybody, it's Cyborg, and I am joined by Temp for Injustice Year 5, issue number 2. Thank you for tuning in, guys. It has been a hell of a journey. We're almost to the finish line, almost to Injustice 2. So with that said, once again, thanks for tuning in. Please like the video, subscribe, and share with a friend, because we do appreciate it. We really do. We try not to be those guys that are constantly telling you that stuff. We suck at it, to be honest with you, but we do appreciate when you guys do that, and we appreciate you guys tuning in. So, with that said, check out the prior episodes if you have not already, because obviously spoilers, but let's go ahead and jump into Year 5, issue number 2. Alright, so we start off with Wonder Woman at the Hall of Justice, and she's looking for Superman, Barry, anyone, basically, and she sees on the monitors, oh, hey, there they are. I wonder if they need help rounding up a meteor. And then she looks at the meteor closer, and it's actually Doomsday. And she gives one of the funniest faces that we have seen in this comic. Doomsday!
The eyes are all jacked, yeah.
It's just good stuff there. That is
like, it's not even like, I don't hear Doomsday. I hear Doomsday? Like, yeah, it's like, what? Yeah, it's very Tim Allen.
Yes, very good stuff there. Then we cut back to Superman fighting Doomsday, and he's at a shipyard, and they're fighting by the containers, and we see Bane once again, and he's gonna jump in. Meanwhile, Wonder Woman's flying in towards the scene. Bane jumps in. We're not sure who he's going to attack. We're thinking he's probably going to attack Superman because that's the person that locked him up to begin with. But he attacks Doomsday in a weird turn of events. And then Superman and Wonder Woman are taken off guard by this. And Wonder Woman immediately grabs Bane from the whole situation after, I guess, Bane puts Doomsday in like a half Nelson or a full Nelson and allows Superman to punch him right in the face to end him for now anyways. We don't know if he dies, but he's at least knocked out. So then that's when Wonder Woman rips him away from Doomsday, and she's not sure what the hell he's doing there, and she questions his motives, and he just explains, you know what, I make a better ally, I make a better friend than I do a like an inmate or a captive, so to speak. So he's basically trying to become part of the regime rather than, you know, spend his life in jail. And his play is that he can find Batman. He can go places where Superman can't. He has underworld connections, and he's going to play those up. So they at least agree for now, and they say, all right, fine, you can help us out. We cut back to Hal and Cyborg fighting off Parasite. They're not sure what the hell to do with him, how to stop him. How did Superman ever even stop this guy? Well, as we find out, because Superman immediately pulls Parasite away from them, flies him up to the sun, and throws him right in the sun. Thanks for stopping, Parasite. Adios. Because Superman is a giant asshole. And will throw you, if not on Saturn, with the pile of bodies that no one will ever find, he'll just throw you immediately into the sun. Along with, what's-his-face, Mogo the planet, and Ganthet, the Guardian.
Yeah, kind of feel bad for Parasite.
I do too. the dude was like he was being a great like champ. He was just like playing off of Hal and Cyborg's humor, and then immediately he's just a hungry guy. You feel kind of bad. He just wants to eat, and then Superman just throws him into a fiery hot sun, and he's dead. I mean, he is dead. He's
very clearly got feelings. I don't want him to be thrown to the sun. But...
And then we cut from that to Superman just sitting on his throne, which is a throne, not a chair, as Plastic Man pointed out. And so they kind of have a powwow between Superman, Bane, Hal, Wonder Woman, Cyborg, Flash, the whole gang. Flash using crutches, of course. And immediately they're questioning where did Parasite go? And Superman just says, oh, don't worry, I took care of it. He's a special case. Took care of it.
It's some Marlon Brando shit. It's kind of fucked up, but I like it. It's funny.
Hal has a problem with Bane. Bane kind of sticks up for himself, and he says, you know what? All right, you got a problem with me. And then it's immediately broken up by Hawkgirl's mace. Mace just bashes Bane in the back of the head, and Hawkgirl has returned. And she said, you know what? I came back from hell for this. The regime working and the League working with criminals, and she's not cool with it, but Superman kind of calms them down and, tries to relax the situation. But it's good to see Hawkgirl back in the fold. Hopefully we'll get some more from her, because she's barely been in this series, even though she was there early. So I'm hoping this means we're going to at least get some more story involving her. Then we immediately jump to some Grey Arms flying in Germany. We see it from the Grey Arms perspective. And then, me? Who is me? And that's the end of that chapter, and we immediately pick it up back in the following chapter. And we kind of see the situation left with the criminals on who's alive, who's missing, who's dead. So Parasite's the only one that's marked as deceased, at least on the the 9 Brady Bunch screen that we see here. It would be funny if their faces moved around like
they're all smiling at each other, looking down at other panels and shit.
Yeah, exactly. There's Carol Brady in there for some reason.
The art is good though. FYI though, this does look really good.
A lot of the art in this comic looks bad, but yeah, the art right here in this particular panel looks good. Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. So we know Grundy, Girder's another rogue. Grundy, Girder, Penguin, Pied Piper, who's also another rogue, Heatwave, Golden Glider, Gorilla Grodd, and Plastique. They're all escaped, but Plastique is captured. I think everyone else is at large that I just mentioned, except for both Grodd and Grundy have no data. They're missing, so no one knows where they're at, and obviously Parasite's deceased. So we move on from here. Cyborg is talking with Superman, and they go over some number crunching and say that 16% are deceased and 60% are still at large, with only 24% in custody. So they got quite a ways to go if they want to get everyone back or taken care of. Which, more power to the criminals. I'm rooting for them on this one. I'm not pro Superman at all.
Yeah, I mean, I am too, obviously, because the idea of Mirror Master as a good guy is very fascinating to me. But, the Superman's kind of, I mean, he's always been a dick, but I feel like the worst thing they could have done at the end of year 3 was backpedal how evil he was becoming.
Yeah.
Because now it feels out of nowhere. Now it feels like he's just super, you feel like Stalin now. Yeah. He doesn't feel like a man on the edge. He is literally just a dictator.
Yep.
Out of nowhere.
Super dick, yep. So he kind of tells Wonder Woman, you know what, you're very important, and don't worry, I'm not pushing everyone out of this. We're all in this together, and especially her, and she explains that she's not okay with working with criminals, and he says, duly noted. We leave off there to this grayish Superman-looking-ish figure. Who am me, where me home, who am me father, as he's looking to Lex Luthor out of the pod. Where am me here? And then a man helps him out, and he thinks he's Superman, by God. And he gives him a red blanket, which is kind of like a cape to him. And he once again asks, who am me? And that's when the guy tells him, just this old man, explains that you're Superman. But clearly this is Bizarro. So interesting twist that we're not getting a clone of Superman per se. It looks to be maybe Bizarro's entrance into the comics, so that's kind of cool. Then we cut to the Gotham seaport where Catwoman is on a boat. Boats and hoes. And Catwoman's talking to somebody. She's kind of trying to, it's obviously somebody in the criminal underworld, and she's trying to get them on her side and to side with Batman to go up against Superman. And it turns out to be the Penguin, Mr. Oswald Cobblepot. And she's talking to him, and she says that, you know what, you have a gangster's code, Penguin, and we can use that against Superman and the regime. What do you say? And he kind of turns it down. And immediately Bane walks in. Old spiky fist Bane. And Oswald explains, I don't play losing hands. So she immediately questions Bane if he's part of the regime, and she jumps out of her seat and starts fighting him, and he explains that she'll find out soon enough. And as they're fighting, she eventually says deuces and jumps out the window, which, instead of landing on water, she lands on ice. And we see Killer Frost standing there. And she explains that, that they're working together, her and Bane, and that he's not working alone, of course. So Bane jumps out of the boat, through the boat, I should say, which is very powerful. Just tears this giant-ass hole in this boat. I mean, Oswald's got to be pissed. And, yeah, she dodges Bane, But then, not Poison Ivy, but Killer Frost shuts this down immediately. They capture Catwoman, knock her out, and they even think about taking Oswald in, but they end up knocking him out instead and just leaving him there on the dock while they carry Catwoman off. We see her waking up from being knocked out, and she's surrounded by Killer Croc, Killer Frost, and Bane. One of these things is not like the others, because he does not have Killer in his name. So she's questioning what's going on, what's the process, what are you going to do to me? And they explain that they're going to interrogate her, and they want to know where Batman is. And she explains, even if I knew, why would I tell you? And he says, you know what? Everyone has a breaking point. And Killer Frost chimes in, actually, a freezing point. And she looks like she's being frozen by Killer Frost, like in a torturous way. So that's where we're left off for this issue, guys. So some things to digest here. So Bane is pro-regime. Killer Frost is pro-Bane. Or not Killer Frost is pro-Bane, but Killer Croc is pro-Bane. Because we don't really know where he stood in the Injustice universe thus far. But he's pro-Bane. And now Catwoman's being tortured, and Superman's trying to... Well, Superman killed Parasite, but he's trying to have everyone relax and that they're all together, even though he made mention earlier in the issue that it is not a democracy. What he says goes. Thoughts?
You're right about the art. Like, Killer Frost, unfortunately, only looks good in the final panel. And she looks really good there. But it's a shame, because Razor said it best. It's really a shame Killer Frost is on in the new Injustice. I feel like that was a giant missed opportunity. Because I like her design a lot. I think her design is really cool. It's sort of like a punk Elsa. I think it's tight. But anyway, yeah, a lot of art problems. Her face looks all fucked in that pier shot. Where is it? Right before...
yeah, I know what you're talking about. A lot of the art in this was pretty... from okay to bad, but I mean there was some moments, like you mentioned, with the criminals on the computer screen looked really good, and there's a couple other panels that stick out as being okay to decent. But yeah, for the most part, this is like a 180 from the last issue, where the last issue was some of the best art in the series. This is some of the mediocre to bad art in the series.
If I want to be fair, the backgrounds all look really good. The backgrounds all look stellar. The pier looks good. The Watchtower looks really good.
Yeah.
Even like Bizarro, like that final panel with Bizarro is cloaked in the red, that's really good art, in my opinion.
No, I agree.
But yeah, you're right. I have other stuff to say, but that covers it for the art.
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot else to say other than just kind of recapping and seeing where we're at here. What Bane's up to. It'll be interesting to see how Catwoman gets out of this. I'm not really sure. And I don't know if this means Killer Croc is pro-regime or pro-Bane. It seems like he's pro-regime because he is helping Bane find out where Batman is. So he's obviously part of this plan, at least on Bane's side, maybe not so much Superman's side. But yeah,
which is disappointing after the promise he made to Plastic Man. But
yeah,
well, yeah.
So it is. It really is. And I mean, it's nice to see more of the character. I like Killer Croc, so it's kind of cool to see him more fleshed out in the comic, because I doubt we'll get... I mean, we obviously know he's probably not going to make an Injustice 2 other than the stage transition that we saw in the Firestorm trailer, where he's in the Arkham level, or the Bat... Yeah, I think it's the Arkham level. Yeah, because there's prisoners and stuff. But so, I mean, which is great, and he looks great in the model in the game, but that's neither here nor there. In the actual comic itself, I hope we see more of him, but yeah, I don't know why he made that promise. Maybe it's because he's an asshole.
Yeah, well, it was funny. It also, he had a very, I guess, kind of tone of voice, so it didn't sound terribly committal, but, yeah, the only other problem I had was just Superman is a dick again, without any new development steps forward or backward. It wouldn't bother me so much if they didn't backpedal on his evilness in the last 2 years. That's really why it bothers me so much.
Yeah, I agree with you,
Yeah, but other than that, not a bad issue. Year 5 is so far not bad. Yeah, I would say it's good.
Yeah, it's okay to good. Yeah, I think the first issue was good. This was okay. Yeah, so we'll see where it goes from here. We have many issues left. It's the longest year. All the other ones were the same amount of issues. This is one's about double the size of all the previous years. So we'll see, how it all fleshes out. So far, the strongest thing about year 5 is seeing these new characters. Like I said in the last issue, seeing these more characters kind of get that story time in and their appearances in. I'm happy for that. Even if that's all year 5 offers us is some more characters getting some limelight, even if it's not in like the strongest storytelling, just seeing the characters make an appearance and seeing where they align themselves in all of this and their thoughts. That's kind of cool. I like to see. I like the Injustice universe, so it's nice seeing these characters, kind of like Killer Croc, where they fall in all of this, because we may never get them in the game. So
I don't need much from year 5. I just need it to be enjoyable, and I need it to look good. That's all I really ask of it.
I don't need much. I just need it to be great and look great.
It's got to be pretty. It's got to be colorful.
Yeah.
That's all I want. To me, the logical ending of the Injustice comics prior to the game was year 3. I thought that was a very logical stopping point.
Yeah.
They kept going. So, yeah, I think I don't ask much of year 5. The only thing I ask is don't be another thematic Batman finds a team against the regime, which unfortunately looks like the path we're going down. I think it's going to be different. I don't think it's going to be another, because that's the problem with, I think, is we're going in cycles. Yeah. This time Batman found this thematic group of people, and this time Batman found this thematic group of people. No more of that.
We need
unless
some more
we get more of that.
Which the year 4 was good for that. We took a break from it with Ares, but that'll wrap it up. What's that?
Well, I mean, it was still Batman recruiting a thematic group of people, and this time being Olympus. But you're right, the Ares was a nice twist on it, I do agree there, with a very good ending, of course.
And I'm hoping we get another something like that along this. I mean, Doomsday was a start, but hopefully we'll have another couple of twists and turns as we go, rather than just being purely Batman's team versus Superman's team. But this is the year that leads into the game, so who knows what we'll actually get. So, with that said, though, we will see you guys for the next issue, issue number 3. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Adios. See you tomorrow.
Take care, peeps.